Are you getting ready to go off to college and wondering, man, I've worked this hard. I got to make sure that I'm really successful while I'm in college. Well, you're in the right place. I surveyed a few of my friends as well as colleagues that have gone to top universities like Stanford, Cornell, NYU, and UC Berkeley, and collected the top main themes that I would want you to know when you're going off to college to make sure that you're being the best that you can be. So stay tuned. Hey, I'm Tiffany. I'm a college consultant as well as a career service provider, and I have a background in recruitment. That's what led me to this space, as making sure that I give you all the things that I've learned in the past that I've been focusing on career journeys. So go ahead and subscribe to our channel because I'll be sharing more helpful tips in order to succeed and live up to your potential. What we'll discuss today is how to best succeed throughout your college career path. And I just want to say first that college is going to be a huge transition from high school, and it's different curriculum, different campus, oftentimes different cities, countries, states. So just making sure that you're being kind to yourself and giving yourself enough grace while you're navigating the ambiguity and challenges throughout your college career. When you are coming from high school, you probably graduated in your top 1 to 10% of your class, and you're used to just being the smartest person in the room. Well, newsflash here, there's tons of smart people that are going to be coming to your university, and the competition is going to be quite high. Just because you're not getting that 100% on that test anymore doesn't mean you're not as good, you're just adjusting. And the most important part about going to college is the learning aspect. As long as you learned from your actual class, I know it sounds super cheesy, that's actually what really matters. All right, let's move on to tip number 2, since we got the encouragement out of the way. So if you're already someone that knows exactly what you want to major on, just hang tight. We're going to address the folks that are unsure of what they actually want to major in. I would recommend that you take some skills assessments. Some great ones are YouScience. Go on ONET. I'll link the resources down below in the description of the different assessments you can take. They're great resources for you to look into the possibility of different career paths, and then you can backwards plan on what type of major that you would need in order to meet those qualifications. And I'll be making another video on all my favorite assessments, and I'll go ahead and link them in the description once that's up and ready to go. So once you've already decided what you would want to major in, start doing some research on the different classes that are available as well as the professors. And the professors can really make a huge difference. And I always mention ratemyprofessor.com because not all professors are created equal, as we know. So definitely look into that. Additionally, you should really start with classes that you know that you like and are probably really good at, because you want to really focus on maintaining a good GPA. But once again, don't worry too much if you don't have much selection and you have to sign up for some classes to get your general education in order to have a full unit for that semester or quarter. That's perfectly fine. And some people actually are surprised when they're signing up for a course and they aren't initially as interested in it, but turns out, hey, I'm pretty good at this and I enjoy it. So just spend this time in your freshman year exploring different possibilities for your career path as well. It's just as important to know what you like versus you don't. So that's always a win as well. Another tip here for you is do not overpack your schedule. And I've seen this happen time and time again. You're super energetic, gung-ho, I'm ready for college. I can take on all the different courses. I want to make sure I graduate on time or take it easy during senior year. I would even take the minimum amount of units that are required for freshman year because, once again, as we mentioned earlier in tip number 1, you are adjusting to this curriculum. You're going to be having tons of distractions, likely being away from your hometown, meeting new people, exploring the new cities. So do not overpack your schedule. Additionally, if you are looking to go to grad school, I have tons of students that are interested in medical school, law, just pursuing higher education, that you spend some time talking to your academic advisors at that university and let them know, hey, this is the track I'm interested in. What type of courses would you actually recommend? Additionally, you can probably meet prerequisites for your higher education courses and degrees that you're interested in. while you're in undergraduate. So make sure you're leveraging these resources that are out there for you so they can help you decide and put you on the right track to get to graduate as soon as you can. Also, a bonus tip for you is pay attention to when the class time is. If you're not a morning person, should you really be taking a class that starts at 7 or 8 a.m.? Are you realistically going to be able to wake up an hour before that class starts, get ready, and get onto campus to take that class? I've seen tons of people actually flunk out of their courses because they just couldn't wake up for the classes. I know that sounds super silly, but you're going to be at college where your parents are not going to be knocking on your room door and making you get up and go to class. It's up to you, and just know yourself. Number 3 is the importance of networking. You'd be surprised of how many people that are going to be in your circle will help you one day. Either it's through emotional support or job opportunities. In the job market today, people are getting jobs through referrals at a higher rate than they are actually applying online. So it's much more efficient that way. So you're setting yourself up for success. You never know who you're going to meet that will actually be helping you down the line. But other than opportunities in itself, these are going to be your best friends and favorite people of all time. I still talk to my college girlfriends and friends in general from different organizations on a daily basis. When I moved to Singapore for an events role for about 2 years, I had tons of people that I knew from my college that welcomed me into their circle and acclimate myself much faster than I would have if I wasn't networking throughout college. Additionally, don't forget about your friends and families from back home. I remember when I went off to college, I was super focused on making friends at campus that I was neglecting time with my friends from back home. Their friends are going to be your friends as well. So stay in touch with them. Maybe you can do campus visits and learn more about the different cities that they're into. It's going to be so much fun. I'm having a lot of nostalgia thinking about this, and I wish I was still in college. It was a lot of fun. So buckle up. You're going to have a blast. Number 4 is to utilize your resources on campus, which is, say, the career fairs, counselor access. Those are the typical ones. Third is the health center as well. You're going to be away from your parents, so you're not going to have as many people to take care of you. You're on your own usually. So use your health center to see how else you can get better if you get sick. Fourth is there's mental health resources as well. Given that there's so much change and development that's going to be happening for you in the next 4 years, there are resources on campus or even online for college students as well. So there's also going to be tutors that you can actually utilize. Go to office hours with your graduate student assistants or your professor. There's a lot of different academic support. Number 5 is to get organized. Well, some of you are probably really organized since you're watching this video and got into really good colleges, but something that I wish I knew about was calendaring. Calendaring is so important since you're going to be super busy with school, looking for jobs or internships, as well as balancing a social life. So use Google Calendar, stay religious with that, or Apple Calendar. And another project management tool that I absolutely love is Asana. I'll link down in the description below what Asana packages are available, but essentially you can put in how many hours and days that you would actually want to study so you can stay organized, as well as when your homework is ready and due, how much time you think you're going to put into that. Since we're talking about time management, I really wanted to bring up the elephant in the room, since how am I going to be able to do all these things you're talking about, Tiff? Like use my resources, pick the right classes, study and have a great GPA, maintain a good network of friends. Well, time management is a part of this whole strategy in making sure that you have boundaries. And what I mean by boundaries is when you have an assignment due in the morning, it's 8 p.m. and your friends come knocking on your door and say, hey, let's go to this party down the street. Well, do you think it's actually a good idea that you should go or not? I'm not here to dissuade you from going, because when I reflect back on my college years, I think I could have gone out a little bit more, honestly, because I studied a lot. But what I'm saying is, to have clear boundaries, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say yes if you're going to be waking up in the middle of the night to finish your homework or staying up all night. Just know yourself and have good, clear boundaries with you and your friends. Don't worry, your friends are still going to invite you out again the next time. Another skill set for staying organized is phenomenal note-taking skills. When I take notes, I always want to put it into different categories, get it organized into my Drive folder. I use Google Drive and I create a folder for that class, and then putting in what type of assignments or chapters, whatever way makes you remember where your information is in an easily accessible manner. Highly recommend you do that. Additionally, team up with some of your classmates. See if you can take group notes. That way, you all can take turns. And I'm one of those people that learn by listening, not quite through reading. So if your professor allows it, ask them for permission first if you can record them and just listen to it back later. So that's something I didn't realize until midway through college that I could have done, which I could have re-listened to that class while on my daily walk to class just to refresh my mind on what we talked about previously. The last thing I'll say about getting organized is your lifestyle, cooking, cleaning, staying organized within your communications as well, because it's important to have that balance, and you're off on your own for the first time away from your parents. They're not going to be doing your laundry anymore, washing your dishes, and you're likely to have roommates, so you need to be respectful. So having a regular routine of who cleans the kitchen or the bathroom, that's actually going to save you a lot of headache and less drama, honestly. So have that routine figured out before you even have your first week with your roommate to avoid any communication errors. Number 6 is to focus on your finances as well. There's a lot of different resources because college is going to be super expensive. Reviewing your financial aid package every year, appeal it if you need more money in order to feel more confident in being able to afford your college education. And then second is to pay attention to how much you're actually spending on a daily/weekly, monthly basis. You're not going to have your parents around to ask to loan you some money on a daily basis anymore. It's up to you. So either stay super organized and religious about tracking your spending, or additionally, get a job. I've seen students try to get jobs before the summer of their college education in order to stay on top of their finances. Additionally, you can also spend that time to apply for scholarships as well. Scholarships can come in all different shapes, sizes, and sources. So look online. I'll put some links down below on different scholarship options, and I'm going to make another video on how to look for scholarships as well. So I'll go ahead and link that once I create it. But essentially, there's no shortage of sources of money. It's just putting in the work and the time to write those essays is going to be pretty tedious, but if you have the bandwidth, do it in order to make it less stressful for yourself while you're out with your friends for the week and you can't afford to go out and eat, so you have to leave early and go home and eat and then come back out to hang out. There's just a lot of different restrictions when it comes to finances if you don't have your house in order. So those were the 6 tips I had for you. First is to be kind to yourself. Second is to look into your academics and interests, planning that intentionally. And then third is to make sure you're networking. Fourth is to utilize your resources. Fifth is to stay organized. And then 6 is focus on your finances. I hope these tips have been super helpful. I am rooting for you. Please leave a comment below and let us know if there's any tips that were your favorite. And subscribe to this channel because we'll be sharing more tips and tricks to be successful in college and your career. You're going to have such a good time in college. I'm sending you the best vibes, and lean into the uncomfortability because you're going to have a lot of unforgettable memories with the people that you will not forget. And yes, I did just quote Drake.